Get in every morning, every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Emergency chick chat.
Okay. Can I tell you what happened this morning? You came into work and I had producer Zoe, pinned down on the ground.
Yeah.
And I was just laying into her.
And I was like,
hey.
Save some for me. And I was like, bang, bang.
Then you were like, what's going on here? And I said, we've had a disagreement over this guy Ian on the Gold Coast talking about thongs on the beach and he wants to ban them and Zoe disagrees and I kind of agree.
Zoe v. Jody.
Yeah.
Old v. the young. Hey, listen up, baby. It's a podcast.
Mate, it's low-hanging fruit. Age jokes,
But
okay?
Don't you find that some of that low-hanging fruit is the sweetest?
Well, you obviously do. Because
Absolutely delicious.
you seem to go back to the low-hanging fruit a lot.
I'm a simple man too, on top of all that.
Anyway, does chicks on the beach wearing G-strings make you uncomfortable? Discuss.
I really need a chit chat. Let's have a chit chat. It is so time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girls.
Hello, ladies. What brings you guys here?
Okay, well, I know we had chit chat yesterday, but we've had to convene hastily an emergency meeting of the Sweetie Pie Emporium, i.e. chit chat.
Ladies, welcome.
Because
pleasure.
something's happened overnight that we're all sort of in strong disagreements about, and we would really love your thoughts on this on 13 24 10. Okay, welcome Abby from the newsroom.
Thank you.
She was single up until the weekend. Now no one knows because she's not really being forthcoming about what happened on Saturday night.
Know about my
She just wants to take it one day
Oh
at
my
a time.
God. Did you just say we don't need to know about you?
Come
You're
on.
happy to tell us 364 days of the year about your personal life. And Zoe has joined us as well. Zoe, very career-driven, beautiful, gorgeous young girl in her 20s.
Go get them, Glowy. Let's glow up Zoe.
Yeah.
For those listening for the first time.
She's had a haircut.
Had a haircut.
Okay. So
all it takes.
this is what's happened overnight in order to necessitate the emergency convening of this group. So the question of whether thong bikinis should be banned at the beach has sparked a furious debate. There was a guy on the project last night, basically a middle-aged bloke, who's come out and said, it makes me really uncomfortable when women wear bikinis at the beach.
You also need to know that his name was Ian.
Just
to add a bit of a
one
context.
of the towns.
I don't know, maybe
He
could
was,
be.
I'm pretty sure he's the mayor.
Anyway, so I hate to say this, and this goes against every feminist bone in my body, but I feel uncomfortable when I see 13, 14-year-old girls wearing a thong at the beach.
All right, well, let's just have a little listen to what Ian's got to say.
All right.
I want young women to, be so confident enough that they can wear, nothing wrong with an ordinary bikini that goes straight across the bum as opposed to the thong up the bum. In terms about when you're looking, you can't help it if you're walking down the street and you've got a couple of young ladies with their bare bums right in front of you.
Zoe, your immediate reaction to Ian?
Oh, come on. You know my immediate reaction to Ian. First of all, he's, a middle to later aged man. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear what you think about young girls' bodies ever.
Okay.
That's my immediate take. Mm-hmm. I think one of the panellists made the point of don't look, and he went, I can't help it. Yeah, you can, Ian. You can help it.
Look away, Ian.
Look away, yeah.
Eyes up here, Ian.
Yeah, thanks, sweetie. No, for me, I just think he has no place to have an opinion on women's bodies, their choices, what they wear. It's a taste thing. So just like that's not his taste.
Yeah.
He's certainly not a lot of people's taste as well.
See,
it doesn't mean he should be banned.
I'm sort of torn on this one because I'm all about young girls empowering their bodies, feeling good about themselves because we have an epidemic in this country, in this universe, really, where women hate their bodies and it starts in that young age.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I've lived through an age where women have been objectified my whole life. And so I sort of don't like young girls putting themselves in that position. I mean, is that wrong?
I hear it, and I think maybe this is where we differ because you're a mum of 4 girls, and I'm a single young girl.
Could be one of my children. Yes, you can say it's fine.
No, for you, it's I understand the protective element because of that. Whereas for me, that's even more reason to empower yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Abs?
It's a tough one. From a perspective of...
That's why we've called this meeting.
From a perspective of it's like our bodies are a vessel and that's what gets us around from A to B, and why are we looking at them, objectifying them, and why are we even having this debate in 2024? Why aren't men in Speedos and board shorts being objectified and, oh God, don't wear that down the beach. Like, nobody does that.
But also, like, to flip it on its head. If I saw...
Just to catch off there, when my mates wear Speedos, don't you worry, I aggressively objectify them.
Conversely, if a bloke was wearing a thong, I wouldn't like that either.
No, and I understand that.
What am I doing in this then?
Well, the other point that Ian made, was when he's in the boardroom, because he's obviously a very serious businessman, he said that if there's a woman with her breasts spilling out or, wearing inappropriate clothing, he doesn't take her seriously. Take a listen.
I have seen women at, fairly high-level networking meetings that were very much exposing their breasts. And you think, well, you've kind of lost a bit of business credibility straight away,
Again, I mildly agree with Ian.
I agree on that sense because I've always been taught when you're at work in a professional setting, your arms aren't out, your boobs aren't out, your legs aren't out. That's how I've always been taught in a professional setting. Yeah,
because I want people to take seriously what's coming out of my mouth.
Exactly.
I don't want anything else to distract from that. Not that I could ever have boobs spilling out in a meeting.
Yeah, I do it. Do you know what my breasts are? My calves.
We've got some text here. Women should be able to wear whatever they want, whenever they want, and still be respected. That's from Zoe, our producer. No, it's not. It's from Paige from Newton. And also, Ali from Plimpton said, I'm with Jodie here. I don't want my daughters to be objectified. Just, I don't know, it just doesn't sit well seeing 13, 14-year-old girls with G-strings at the beach. I'm sorry.
Well, that's sort of...
And I never thought I'd agree with an Ian ever, but I do.
I suppose, that's very true. 13, 24, 10, please get involved in this conversation. You would love your thoughts on this. But I suppose when you do think about it in terms of if it's your daughter, particularly at a young age, you start going, well, that's a little bit different. For example, our daughter Lottie is only 3.
Yes.
But the other day she wanted to put on her bathing suit by herself. We thought, go for it. In which she eventually emerged with her bathing suit on, but it was around the wrong way.
Yeah, okay.
So what that meant was probably a little bit of room at the front and aggressively exposure of the buttocks. And also, because it was inverted at the back, it was now wearing at the front, both of her little nipples were exposed. We thought, wow. We did have a good laugh, but we thought, wow. I'm just not sure that's what I want the public to see.
Goodness me. And, it's a common mistake that people make, putting their bathing suit on backwards. It's just really awkward when you do it at the beach.
Happens all the time, right?
For the love of God, Hazy, switch it around, can you?
No, put it on the other way. And I'm like, finally, it fits at the front. Seriously, grow up. What is even going on? What's even going on anymore?
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
Everything you need to know to start your morning. And let's start with the biggest breaking news on the planet at the moment, Abby.
Yeah, this is big. So out of Buckingham Palace, King Charles has been diagnosed with cancer. So obviously we know that he went in to have treatment on a enlarged prostate. He was only meant to be there for 1, maybe 2 nights, but he ended up being there for 3. So we sort of knew that maybe they'd found something or something wasn't quite right. But they have said that it's not prostate cancer, but they haven't released what type of cancer. Probably the biggest news is that Harry is coming from the US over to the UK to visit, so that's good. Maybe, hopefully, they'll repair some of that relationship. But yeah, it's wait and see. Hopefully, he'll be okay.
You should mediate that chat.
I'd love to be honest.
Yeah. Harry, stop being.
Yeah, essentially.
Charles, be nice, etc.
Be nice.
Exactly.
Now shake hands. Now mean it. Actually mean it.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, though, because obviously there's all this talk about whether the king would abdicate and let Prince William step up. So maybe.
So given, and we were having this discussion before, so given if William would become king, and then who's next in line, because Harry's put a line through himself?
It would be George.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It would go down to George.
Go off, George.
I'm going to put this in footy terms for you. So Harry's ruled himself out with general soreness, so he can't be the king.
Okay. So then who
and
steps
Kate
up?
would become queen.
Oh, that would be nice.
I'd like that.
So what are you saying? So Rosie's out with general soreness. So Butters becomes captain.
Yes.
And then Houston becomes vice captain? Is that what's going on?
Essentially, yes.
You've got it.
What a good
Newsy.
And you become queen.
Joke's on you, Abby. I already was queen.
All right, sweetie pie.
Wrap up the Grammys for us, Jones.
Okay, what about this? It was a huge night at the Grammys and mainly for the girls. So Taylor Swift has won Album of the Year, okay? Guess what? She's won it 3 times more than the Beatles now, and 2 more than Adele, and 1 more than Stevie Wonder.
She's been very, 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 very successful.
So have you watched her documentary? Abs, have you watched her documentary?
I started it and stopped.
I remember there... Oh, okay.
I know. I'm a bad Swiftie.
Couldn't hold your attention. There was a part in it where she missed out on a Grammy, and she was so down in the dumps, and she's like, and I remember this, she goes, I've just got to make better music. And now she's just come out and set the world on fire, and she will go down in history as one of the greatest.
Yeah.
How good. Miley Cyrus. Oh, no, there was a bit of a side note because Killer Mike, who's a rapper, won a Grammy and then he got escorted away by the police for an altercation with security. It happens.
Nice job there, Killer Mike. Congrats.
Your favourite Killer Mike song?
Yeah, how dare you on radio ask me to choose just one Killer Mike song when I love them all equally like my own children?
Our Kylie Minogue won a Grammy as well for Padam Padam, and also Miley Cyrus won her first Grammy, and she thought she'd immortalise it in song. Have a listen.
I didn't want to leave you, but had to. I didn't want to fight, but we did. Started to cry, then remembered I just won my first Grammy.
I find that unbelievable. She's never won a Grammy before.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, isn't it? She's doing quite well post breakup, isn't she, Miley?
Yeah, she's landed on her feet.
Yeah.
Good on you, Miley.
Yeah.
Finally, Abs, help me out with this one as well, because a study has just been done that people aren't going to go out and celebrate Valentine's Day because they've got no money.
Essentially, yeah. We all know that the cost of living crisis is killing all of us at the moment. So this Valentine's Day, people are going to stay in and eat in.
Classic. That's what I'd rather do.
Would you?
It's so expensive going out.
You'd stay neat in, would you? As opposed to going out.
See, I'm someone who all I care about is getting my tummy full. I don't really mind what sort of goes in there, hence why I microwave my eggs most mornings. I'm not going to a cafe for that, are we?
Yeah, so as long as you've got food, you're satisfied.
Pretty much. So if I, at the end of a meal, particularly if it's a fancy meal, I'd be like, oh, we could have saved so much money.
Well, producer Em just made a good point. What about Cara?
What do you mean?
What does she want?
Well, she
would quite like to be satisfied as well on Valentine's Day.
That's true.
She'd have to go elsewhere to be satisfied, wouldn't she?
I was about to say, Abs, that's a very interesting point. I should run it by her.
The study does show that 18 to 34-year-olds will spend the most this year, and flowers are highest on the agenda.
Stop buying flowers.
Yeah, see, my wife doesn't like flowers as well because she's like, they die.
They die.
Yeah, but also...
They're $50.
I
mate.
had a bunch of roses sent to my workplace one Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And as much as I was like, oh, for God's sakes, it was actually the cutest thing ever. I
Yeah,
wonder
right.
where he is.
Yeah,
now.
what's happened to him?
I don't know.
The only thing I would say is avoid all flowers unless they're from Interflora. We've always said that.
You know
Yeah,
how in the
we've always
middle,
said that.
you know how in the middle of the Simpson Desert, there's like a big pile of cargo planes that are no longer used, and they're all like it's like a graveyard of
Oh, right,
planes.
okay, yeah.
I imagine somewhere there's a big pile of men. It's just like a graveyard of Abby's exes
Yeah.
that have all piled up.
You can see it from space too.
I see them every night in my dreams.
That's your post-snooze news. First question for the 6:15 vending machine quiz coming up. Hey, rate me at reading the room.
Oh, truly awful.
What do you mean?
Truly awful.
Oh, come on, that's not fair.
No, the most obvious cues in the world just go.
Yeah, well, okay, there was that time where you guys were all crying. I thought it was a leaky eye competition and I didn't quite read the room. But apart from that, I feel like it's not too bad.
No, you are the worst at reading cues.
No, I tell you what the worst is.
Who?
Demi Lovato.
Oh, why?
Okay, Demi Lovato has been slammed for performing her song Heart Attack, keywords Heart Attack,
Yes.
at an event hosted by the American Heart Association.
I think I'd have a heart attack.
The AHA's annual Go Red for Women Red Cross Collection concert was an event intended to raise awareness about deadly cardiovascular issues.
Whoa.
So Demi, who's so terrible at reading the room, we know that, went viral after footage of the performance was posted to social media, sparking, as you'd imagine, a lot of confusion. It's been reported that she explained to the audience that the song Heart Attack had many parallels for her. She said it's about my journey and a reminder for all of us in the room just how strong the mind, heart, body connection truly is. I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
Meantime, 68-year-old Gary, who survived his heart attack, is sitting up the back going, is Is she taking the piss?
What it's gone. They're like, get her off. Get the iPod on. Just shuffle it. Play anything. Oh, no. Oh, no. Next song. That's not working at all.
Oh, God.
Seriously, Demi. Like, what could be worse than that? It's like turning up to a feminist convention playing this. Do you like that, ladies? No? Okay. Let's go down to the teachers' convention. How are we going, guys? No one's reading the room these days.
God.
The worst examples that I've ever seen, though, Jodes, and I'm pretty sure these are absolutely true, was the annual convention of healing for sufferers of erythrophobia, which is genuinely a genuine fear of the colour red. Doja Cat was the special performance.
I don't care, I paint the town red.
Just in poor taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh, dear. Susan's up the back, just in the fetal position, rocking back and forth, sucking your tongue.
Don't paint it red. Don't you dare paint it red.
Don't you hate red.
Oh, but clearly the worst example that I've ever seen, and still to this day, absolutely still trying to recover, when I took my cat Huey to the Cats Recovering from Chronic Stress Due to Sudden Exposure to Large Quantities of Water convention.
Yeah.
Would you believe that our good friends Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion?
Make it drop, that's some wet.
Like, what?
Get a bucket and a mop.
Why does this keep happening?
I'm talking.
Someone please think of the poor kitty cats recovering. Just a lot of firing up in the background here.
Oh, let's go.
I swear this isn't serious at all, but come on, let's go.
Jody and Hazy, song.
Ah, there she is. Producer Zoe, who's had a recent glow up, aka Glowy.
I'm still rattled by your little pre-game excitement that you two just did. That was confronting.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I was at the Adelaide Zoo looking into the gorilla enclosure.
A lot of chest beating
happy.
here, Abs. A lot of chest
I
beating.
love the enthusiasm. How are we feeling for this week's edition of Songs to Song?
The mental games in my own head start early, where I have to tell myself to calm down and breathe.
Yeah, do you know, for me as well, a lot of feedback too coming through via the text line after last week's result. This text as well reads from Derek from Plimpton, and he said, horse, get back on the saddle. Awful result last week. Officiating horrendous. Love you. You're very, very, very cool.
Officiating horrendous.
Yes.
So fired shots at the adjudicator.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Classic.
wise in this situation,
Yeah,
is it?
interesting choice.
Crazy that I remember that text.
That
off the
is
top of my head,
crazy
too.
that just rattled off. Good on you, Derek.
Derek. Why was Derek my go-to?
I don't know. All right, same as always. We've got Nova Hits and Throwbacks orchestralised, best of 3. We've got a couple of listeners. You're playing for a $100 Faster Pasta voucher. On Team Hazy is Cassie from Seacliff.
On your Cass.
Hi,
And-
Cassie.
You've got this, Cass. We can do it together because we're a team.
Yeah, and then on Team Jodes, we've got Tali from Goolwa. Oh
my God, you got this.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Talia. And now I'm representing a small child.
Oh,
as well. Oh, no.
It's good, Jodes. Use it.
Dreams and ambitions on the line.
Who probably loves pasta very, very much.
The future generation of
Use
songs
your
to
motherly
song
instincts.
Okay, can you
Push it through.
Actually, on the adjudicating side of things, can you just
God,
warn
here we
him
go.
to be quiet during the songs,
All right,
please?
First rule,
Yeah.
no adjudicating the adjudicator.
Okay.
Spot on. Well played, Chloe.
Enough carry on. Let's get into song number 1, please.
Okay, here we go.
Song 1.
I have no idea.
So that's what I mean. Do you know what I mean?
You got it? Producer M's got it?
Oh, I've got it, but I can't get it. I've got it, but I don't know the...
Name is your buzzer.
I know. You know it too.
Come on, guys. Someone have a guess.
Okay, Jody.
Yes?
It's I've got a good feeling. Got a feeling.
Bye.
No, you can't do that, by the way.
No, I can't. I
No.
can't. I don't
Hazy,
know the
jump
artist.
in then.
It's I Got a Feeling.
No.
Oh,
Flow Rider, good feeling. Disappointing start from both of you.
Do you know what? Because I had the lady in my voice
What?
in my head singing.
Oh,
I was
the
never
chick,
going to
you're
get
not
that it was
thinking
Flow
Flow
Rider.
Rider.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I was thinking of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's the first thing we've ever agreed on in Song.
It is.
Crazy.
It ups the stakes a bit because
Yeah.
0-0, 0 both sides. So
Yeah, right.
All right.
song number 2.
Here we go. Interesting. No idea.
Okay.
Hazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, that would be Heaven by DJ Sammy.
I didn't know it. DJ Sammy.
When you lie here in my arms,
Theme of Schoolies back in the day, 2003. You're alone tonight. Classic.
Okay. No,
Okay. It's okay.
I knew the song title. I didn't know the artist.
Yeah.
So,
Josie, you're going for the draw here now.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's still
I'm
potential for a draw. We could all win.
Yeah.
all right.
We could
I
all
know
win.
there's small ears listening, so I'm just going to whisper this. Shut your face.
Yeah.
How very
Quiet.
dare you.
Yeah. All right.
All right, ready?
Song number 3.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I think I know it.
Keep listening.
Right, Josie.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. Jody.
Yes.
What do you mean, Justin Bieber?
Yes, go.
Oh, we'll take that.
Oh, is that a draw?
Hey, ladies, guess what? Guess
Okay.
what? No one wins this week. No, I'm just kidding. We all get a voucher.
Everyone gets a pasta voucher.
That was so much better.
Isn't that fun
Such
when
a
everyone
better
wins?
response.
Oh, it's nice. Can we have a draw every week?
I just, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. This feels like a loss for me. No, we're all happy. There you go. Good stuff, Jodes.
DJ Sammy was a good get.
good.
Credit where credit's due.
I can't believe I was about to say bloody clean bandit, rather be. What was I going to do with that? I was about to jump
Just last
in.
week.
Yeah, that was last week.
Why didn't you do that? And then I
I
would
should
have
have
won.
done that and you would have had a free yes.
Yeah.
You got it anyway, so congratulations.
Well done, team.
Oh.
Proud.
All right.
I'm really proud.
All right,
There
this
we
is
go.
far too bloody nice this week.
I
isn't
know.
it?
Let's get angry next week.
Let's talk about this, and I want everyone to get involved on 13 24 10 this morning. We do have a $150 Interflora voucher ahead of Valentine's Day, actually, for our best caller. So yesterday we had a conversation in Chick Chat about checking your partner's phone. So it was a pretty robust conversation about whether you should do it or not. And that led to a text from one of our beautiful listeners saying, it's an anonymous one, saying, I would love to know what people think about going through your child's phone and what age it's not appropriate anymore.
Ooh, that's a very interesting one.
Ooh, spicy. And it reminded me of a conversation. I was in Telstra for the better part of 2 hours the other day, swapping over, upgrading my phone. And I was listening to a 17-year-old girl in a conversation with her dad. Now, he was obviously buying her phone and data. And so it got to the point where she was like, and she's got her hand up in her dad's face, like, stop. And he's going, listen, I have enough data on my phone. She's like, yeah, but I use it for work. And he's going, listen, I have the same amount of data and I use it for work all day, every day, and that's enough. And she's like, yeah, but you don't need to check Instagram.
Ah, got you there, Dad. Checkmate. Well done.
Which brings me to my point on this. I think if you're paying for your child's phone, you can check that thing whenever and however you want to however old they are.
Okay, that's very, very
Because
interesting.
it's technically your phone. But it's a good conversation to have today because it is the Carly Ryan Foundation Start a Conversation about online safety. It's a safe internet day. So this is a good day to open up the dialogue.
Yeah, 13 24 10. What age is appropriate to stop looking at your kid's phone? My kids are only 5 and 3. They don't have mobile phones yet. They're sort of dabbling in some iPad use, bit of tablet use. And Henry knows how to send text now via the iPad.
Oh.
He only sends them to me and Mum, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I sort of wonder what happens if I just sort of let him go and didn't text or check his phone or his tablet at all, because if you don't keep up to date with what's going on, all of a sudden you just sort of 14 to 15 years go by and all of a sudden you got one of these little fellas on your hands.
Say my name, Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
That's how it starts, ladies and gentlemen. You can never be too careful. Little Heisenberg.
I have to say, I did have a parent approach me from one of the extracurricular activities that one of my kids does outside of work, and she said, you might want to check the group chat because there's a bit
Right.
going on.
Yeah, that's where they really let loose.
Yeah, and I don't know, I'm a little bit afraid to check it sometimes because I don't really know if I'm going to like what I'm going to find.
Bagging you.
Yeah, yeah. My mum's such a behind.
13, 24, 10. What age is appropriate to stop looking at your kid's phone?
Yeah, I genuinely think if you're paying for that phone, then it's practically yours and you can have access to it whenever. And it is really important to check what your kids are up to online because, you know, the internet is not a safe space.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
positive.
not really sure. For example, what we discovered when we were at school as well, even though there were filters on the Google search engines, if you spaced out the letters, it would get through.
Wow.
And then you'd be able to look at sports websites.
Hey, Claire.
Hi.
What do you think? How old are you for a start?
I'm 24.
Okay.
No, I completely agree with you. I think that if your parents are paying for your phone, that they can go into it.
Yeah.
I never got a phone until I was 18. My parents wouldn't let me have one until I could pay for it myself.
Yeah.
So they never checked my phone. But if I went out somewhere, I just had a little Nokia brick that I had to hand in when I got back.
That's so cute.
What sort of Nokia did you have, by the way? Was it a big old 5110?
No, but it was a brick. Like I couldn't do anything but text mum and dad on it and say, "Can you come pick me up?" Because I didn't know how to use it.
You can't get up to no good on the internet on an old school
I know.
Nokia.
And
There's
she's
nothing
playing.
going on.
She's playing Tetris too.
Yeah, she's playing Snake.
Yeah, cool.
Trying to crack 1,000.
Oh,
That's what the big dogs were doing.
Thank you, Claire. Let's go to Jack. What are your thoughts on this one? How old are your kids when you stop checking their phone?
I reckon 15, 16 is a bit of a milestone for a lot of things. So 15, I'll stop checking your phone. I'll stop thinking about it. You can, start to become an adult after that.
Okay. Jack, you've got 3 daughters, ages?
Yeah, so they are 11, 6 and 1. So I got my hands pretty full.
Oh, yes, you do, sir. Yes, you do.
You got to be pretty on the ball. Some people say it's not your right to do that, rah, rah. I say, well, I had the kid. She's my daughter. So until they're 18, I make the decisions.
Yeah, okay.
I'd argue, Jack, that your wife technically had the kid.
Well, hey, they come out at me too.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. It takes 2 to tango.
Yes, so true. Thank you, Jack. Let's go to Danny.
Hi, how you going?
Good. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I'm a school teacher, so I spend a lot of my time supporting kids and families with social media issues.
Yeah.
And I'm a really strong believer that you should be checking your kids' phones until they are 18.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So you should be having the same passwords. You should be regularly checking their phones. And if you build up a relationship, I've got 2 teenagers at home, and they'll come and tell me, and they'll ask me, is this okay? I got this message, what should I do? But if you build up that trusting relationship, it's really important.
So good. Because I guess, Danny, one of my biggest fears as a parent is that there's some bullying stuff going on behind your back and your kid's the recipient of it and they're not saying anything. I bet you've seen a fair bit of that.
Absolutely. They don't want to dob on their friends, but, if they're true friends, they wouldn't have sent the message in the first place.
Oh, so true, Danny.
There you go. Wise words.
Yeah.
From Danny.
That time we had a voice of reason on this show.
Oh, feels good. It's quite refreshing, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, what about that?
Yeah, there's definitely a key message in all of this, I think. And 2 very, very key words.
What?
Private browsing.
We're going back in time. Hazy's on this daisy. In
That's the truck pulling up to take you for a trip down memory lane.
Okay.
You're welcome. Jump aboard.
You've got professional sound effects in the machine, you know that.
That starts going off. Don't you touch anything too, by the way.
Okay.
Tuesday, 6th of February. Let's take a little trip. On this day, 1966, the great Rick Astley was born in Warrington, England. He is 58 years today. You can take that to the grave.
Yeah.
Rick's very, very loyal.
Ever got rickrolled?
Have you got what?
Rickrolled.
What's that?
Haven't you heard about that?
No.
What? Who are
Rickrolled?
you?
What is it?
It was like a worldwide phenomenon.
No.
Oh, my God. Producer Em, help him out here, please.
So when you rickroll someone, you send them a link or send them an email or something with a link in it. And when you're thinking it's important or funny or whatever, and when you open it, it's Rick Astley singing Never Gonna Give You Up.
Wow.
And it's called rickrolling.
Wow. I feel like I've got to this point of my life and not been rickrolled,
Yeah.
but I feel like I'm fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was what age when I learnt what? Goodness.
1991, Gary Ablett, that is senior, announced his retirement, saying he had lost the desire and motivation to continue at the highest level.
Geelong's Gary Ablett has called it a day. Ablett, who turns 36 next week, has finally succumbed to a nagging knee injury that's kept him out for most of this year.
Oh, God, had his prime. What an absolute freak he was.
If only he could have had a kid who was decent at footy too.
Yeah, I know. You're like, I really want him to be really good at football, so I'm going to call him Gary as well, but we'll see what happens. It's a real waiting process. Hopefully it goes okay.
Yeah.
Number one song on Feb 6 in 2015 was Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. Sure, he's small, but he's mighty.